You probably think you're a good keeper. You feed them, you clean the coop, you show up every day. But there are 6 specific things that backyard keepers do, most of them without realizing it, that systematically erode the trust their chickens have built in them. And the worst part, most of these mistakes feel completely normal. They feel like nothing. You've probably done at least 3 of them this week. Let's go through each one, and more importantly, how to fix them. You rush into the coop. You're running late. You've got things to do. You move fast. Open the door quickly. Walk in at full speed. You probably think, they're used to me. They know who I am. It doesn't matter how I walk in. It matters more than almost anything else you do. According to research on poultry welfare published in the Journal of Applied Animal Behavior Science, caregiver movement speed and abruptness during entry into the bird space is one of the most direct predictors of acute stress response in domestic chickens. The data is consistent. Fast, unpredictable movement activates the threat response, regardless of how familiar the person is. Here's why. Chickens are prey animals. Their nervous system doesn't wait for context before reacting. A fast approach from above triggers predator detection before the brain has time to identify who it is. By the time she recognizes you, the cortisol spike has already happened. Every rushed entry is a small withdrawal from the trust account you've built with your flock. Done consistently, those withdrawals accumulate, and you end up wondering why your chickens seem skittish around you despite years of care. The fix? Slow down before you enter. Every single time. 3 seconds of intentional deceleration before you open that door changes everything. You approach from above. You want to pick her up. You reach down from above. Hands coming toward her from overhead, the way you'd naturally reach for something on a lower surface. You probably think, she knows me. She'll be fine. Maybe she'll struggle a little, but she always calms down. What you don't realize is that every time you approach from above, you're activating one of the oldest and most powerful fear responses in her entire nervous system. According to ethologists who study behavioral responses in domestic poultry, overhead approach in chickens triggers a predator-specific fear response associated with aerial attack, the threat that has been responsible for the majority of chicken deaths throughout evolutionary history. This response is hardwired. It fires automatically. It doesn't matter that it's your hand and not a hawk. Research on habituation to human touch in domestic poultry published in the Journal of Applied Animal Behavior Science indicates that chickens habituated to lateral approach, contact initiated from the side, at body level, never from above, show significantly lower stress responses during handling and recover more quickly after interaction. She doesn't resist you because she doesn't trust you. She resists you because something ancient in her nervous system says, object descending from above equals imminent death. The fix. Always approach from the side. Lower your body to her level first. Let your hand enter her visual field from the side, never from above. It takes longer. It's worth it. And if this is making you rethink the way you've been handling your flock, hit the like button and subscribe. It helps this channel reach more keepers who actually want to understand their bird. You're inconsistent with your routine. Some days you're there at 7 a.m., some days it's 10. Sometimes you go in a different order, sometimes you skip steps. Life is unpredictable. Your schedule reflects that. You probably think, they're animals. They don't track my schedule that closely. They track it more closely than you do. According to researchers who study avian cognition, including work building on Dr. Giorgio Vallartagara's research at the University of Trento on circadian processing in birds, domestic chickens build detailed predictive models of recurring events in their environment. They don't just learn that you come. They learn when you come. In what sequence, through what movements. When your routine is consistent, your arrival is anticipated. And anticipated positive events produce measurably lower stress responses than unexpected ones. When your routine is inconsistent, your arrival loses its predictive value. The safety signal weakens. Your flock has to reevaluate the situation every time instead of relaxing into a known pattern. This is particularly important during stressful periods, molting, illness, temperature extremes. The flock that has a consistent caregiver routine recovers faster and maintains lower baseline stress levels than one whose keeper is unpredictable. The fix: choose your routine and protect it. Same time, same sequence, same path through the coop. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent enough that your arrival is something they can predict and prepare for. You use your voice wrong. You raise your voice when you're frustrated. You make sudden loud sounds. You talk to them sometimes but not others. Or you never talk to them at all. Just move through the coop in silence and get out. You probably think, they don't understand words. It doesn't matter what sounds I make. It doesn't matter what words you use. It matters enormously what your voice sounds like. According to studies on avian cognition published in Applied Animal Behavior Science, chickens are highly sensitive to human vocal frequency, volume, and pattern. A low, consistent, calm vocal tone registers in the avian nervous system as an environmental safety signal. A high-pitched, loud, or irregular vocal pattern registers as threat, regardless of intent, regardless of content. Here's what this means practically. Every time you raise your voice near your flock, even in conversation with another person, even not directed at the birds, you're introducing a stress signal into their environment. Every time you move through the coop in complete silence, you're missing an opportunity to reinforce the auditory safety anchor that builds long-term trust. Keepers who speak to their flocks regularly, consistently, in a calm, low tone, create what researchers describe as an auditory association between that vocal pattern and safety. Over time, hearing your voice becomes a reliable predictor of positive outcomes. Silence or vocal unpredictability does not. The fix: talk to your flock. Every time you enter, low, calm, consistent. It doesn't matter what you say. What matters is the pattern. Your voice, in this space, always sounds like this. You ignore stress signals. Your chicken is clearly agitated. She's alarm calling. She's avoiding you. She's moving away when you approach. You keep going anyway. You need to get the task done, and you assume she'll settle. You probably think, a little stress is fine. Animals have to deal with discomfort sometimes. She'll be okay. She will be okay in that moment. But something else is also happening, and it compounds every time you repeat it. According to research on associative learning in domestic poultry, chickens form strong and lasting negative associations with stimuli that are consistently paired with stressful experiences. When you proceed with handling or interaction despite clear stress signals from the bird, you are actively teaching her that her distress signals have no effect on your behavior, that they are not worth producing. Over time, this erodes the communicative relationship between you. She stops signaling, not because she's calm, but because she's learned that signaling doesn't change anything. That learned helplessness is one of the most significant forms of trust damage a keeper can cause, and it's almost entirely invisible until the relationship has already significantly deteriorated. According to guidelines published by the Association of Avian Veterinarians, responding to behavioral stress signals in birds, pausing, withdrawing, giving the animal space and time to recover, is one of the most effective practices for maintaining long-term welfare and human-animal relationship quality. The fix? When she signals stress, stop, step back, give her time to reset. The task can wait 2 minutes. The relationship cannot afford to absorb another "I ignored you when you were distressed" interaction. You only interact during tasks. Every time you go to the coop, it's to do something. Feed, water, collect eggs, clean, handle. Your presence always means something is about to happen. Usually something that involves her being picked up, moved, or disrupted. You probably think, I'm there every day. That's enough contact. She sees me constantly. She sees you constantly doing things to her or around her. That's different from being present with her. According to research on human-animal bonding in domestic poultry published in Applied Animal Behaviour Science, chickens that have contact with caregivers who interact actively without task-oriented purpose, who simply observe, sit at the bird's level, and respond to behavior without agenda, develop measurably stronger social bonds, and show lower flight responses over time compared to chickens whose caregivers only interact during management tasks. Here's the psychological mechanism. When your presence always predicts task-related disruption, your arrival becomes a mild stressor, not a safety signal. The birds learn that you showing up means something is about to happen. Even if that something is neutral or positive, the predictive association colors the entire relationship. When you occasionally show up with no agenda, when you sit in the coop, watch them, respond to their approaches without reaching or grabbing, you are building a fundamentally different kind of presence. One that means this person sometimes just exists here. That association is the foundation of deep trust. The fix. Once a week, go to the coop with nothing to do. Sit down, watch. Let them approach you on their terms. Do nothing. Stay 15 minutes. That single weekly habit changes the nature of your relationship more than almost anything else in this guide. None of these mistakes make you a bad keeper. They make you a normal one. Doing what feels natural, moving at the pace your life demands, interacting the way nobody taught you not to. But your chickens are keeping score. Not to punish you, not because they hold grudges, but because their nervous systems are constantly evaluating one question. Is this person safe? Every rushed entry, every overhead grab, every ignored stress signal answers that question in a direction you don't want. And every time you slow down, approach from the side, show up with no agenda, you answer it differently. The trust is still there. You just have to stop taking withdrawals you don't know you're making.